I wanted to introduce a special guest speaker we have today, and that is our one and only Mr. Maemone, who will be reading from Those Winter Sundays by Robert Hayden.
Those Winter Sundays by Robert Hayden. Sundays, too, my father got up early and put his clothes on in the blue-black cold. Then with cracked hands that ached from labor in the weekday weather made, banked fires blaze. No one ever thanked him. I'd wake and hear the cold splintering breaking. When the rooms were warm, he'd call, and slowly I would rise and dress, fearing the chronic angers of that house. Speaking indifferently to him, who had driven out the cold and polished my good shoes as well, what did I know? What did I know of love's austere and lonely offices?
Well, I don't know if you've read this before, Mr. Maemone,
Never.
but what do you think of this poem? Does it ring any bells for you, or does it recall to mind any winter Sundays?
Oh, growing up in New York City with
That's what I was thinking.
cold and
yeah.
snow. And
yeah.
You know, it did a little bit, because I remember those well and really looked forward to going out and playing in the snow and using my sled. And going out and I had an opportunity to use ice skates and little ponds and things that would freeze over in Staten Island, and it was fun. Yeah, and you know, I can really relate to wanting to sleep in and my dad not letting me sleep in because I had some things to do.
Right.
So I see that here in this poem, but it's nice. I mean, I'm not by nature a poetry person. I mean, I love the Psalms. That's the poems.
Those are my favorite poems.
A lot of poetry in the Bible, but this was nice.
Yeah. Well, what lines in there do you think reminded you of your dad trying to get you up and?
Yeah, when the rooms were warm, he'd call.
Yeah.
And slowly I would rise and dress, fearing the chronic angers of that house.
Yeah.
You know what, too? Because of the house I grew up with in Brooklyn was old, built around the turn of the last century, and had the radiators, the steam radiator heating, and they would clank and clunk as the hot water was being forced through, and the metal would expand. And you know, when you're a little kid, you have hearing all those sounds, you know, your imagination gets the best of you.
I think it's really interesting that you use the words clink and clunk, because it has the same sounds as the crack, the blue-back cold, right? Yeah. There's just some natural association with that difficulty there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mr. Maemone, thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, my pleasure. I mean, any way in which I can help, and especially, you know, love these kids and
the seniors,
look forward to getting them back.
All right.
Getting back to normalcy. We're going to make it. We're going to be okay. Getting more optimistic every day. Stay good in your work, and hang in there, because it's going to get better.
All right.
And we're already a month.
We're today a month.
Yeah.
Finished out a month.
I know. So 1 month closer to getting back to
we're good.
normalcy. So God bless you guys. And
all right. Thank you.
Mrs. Wu, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay.